back to the channel, music lovers. If you've been following along, you may remember the unboxing of our little Mitchell MM100. And, you know, Christmas came. I didn't play it. It just kind of sat in the corner while Christmas went on. And then I went to pick it up and play it, and it was a buzzing mess. So follow along as I show you how to set up a mini guitar like this little Mitchell MM100. First thing you do is check the neck relief or how much bow the neck has. So you either use a capo or fret the guitar at the first fret, then fret it at the body joint, and then we'll do the tap test here. You try to tap it at the 7th or 8th fret. And in this case, there was no tap. It should have enough travel to actually tap against the fretboard, and it was a solid flat string, which is why this guitar was buzzing. The neck was perfectly flat. So it's going to need a truss rod adjustment. So you take off the truss rod cover. Okay, a little fiddly there. And use the supplied wrench. Go ahead and you have to bend the string out of the way to get a little extra room for the wrench. Now with truss rod adjustments, you never want to make huge adjustments and you never want to force the wrench. If it doesn't want to turn, take it to a luthier. Don't break a truss rod. And never do more than a quarter turn at a time. So after making the adjustment, we'll check and see if it's better using a feeler gauge. If you don't have a feeler gauge, you can use a average business card. It's about 100 thick, which is perfect for the measurement at the 7th or 8th fret. You just simply try to slide it under the string, and the string should not raise up. So as you can see here, we're close to the correct measurement, so let's go ahead and give it another truss rod adjustment. In all, this guitar took 3 quarter turns to get enough bow in the neck to make it play correctly. So again, tried to turn it, didn't have enough room, so reposition the wrench. Always make sure the wrench is secure, don't let it slip. Okay. Get it in there and get another quarter turn on it, and of course measure it again. Next, we'll address some of the tuning issues that a new guitar like this inevitably has. Using an old set of strings or even the string that's on the guitar, you want to loosen the tension off and then take the string and kind of grind it into the nut. You want to grind the edges off, like kind of go at a cross angle to the front and back edges of the nut, and also kind of down into the angle of what the string rides to help wear off any ridges or edges. This helps to keep the string from hanging up as you're bending or tuning so that the guitar will stay in tune more evenly, more readily. And then using a mechanical pencil or, even a Ticonderoga number 2, grind some of the graphite into the nut slot. It really makes a difference in the nut, in the actual string staying in tune and gliding across the nut to get a little bit of lubrication in there. So after you get a good coat, put the string back in and move to the saddles. The saddles need a good lubrication as well. The string has a little bit of a tendency to ride up and down over them. It helps to keep it from hanging when you're tuning or if you're bending. So after getting a little bit there, maybe even a little bit with the ferrule where it comes out of the body right there to help make sure it's good and lubricated from end to end. So, all right, and then we'll move on to the tuning pegs. Next, we'll tighten the tuning pegs. They had a little bit of slop in them, so if you tighten the screws at the end of the pegs slightly, it helps to remove the slop and helps keep it in tune better. Don't strip them out, just tighten them down some so that they feel more taut and don't have any slop. Next, we'll measure and adjust the string height. With the guitar in an upright, like you would play it position, take a string height gauge or a ruler with a very small increment of measure and measure the string height at the 12th fret. You want to measure on both these strings, or your high and your low string, and then to adjust the bridge. This guitar actually was a little low. I wanted a little more action so that it possibly wouldn't buzz. I believe we had to loosen the screws to raise the bridge. You do want to be careful doing this. It will increase the string tension. If you need a large adjustment, make sure to loosen off the strings some so that you don't possibly break an E string tightening the screw, or loosening the screw, excuse me. So then we measure again to verify. Yeah, it's a little better, closer to 600s, which is about what you want on a small guitar like this. You measure also at the high E string. There's no reason to measure the other strings. The tune-o-matic bridge covers it all the way across. So next, we'll set the string intonation. You do this by tuning up the string on the open note, in this case on the open E. Once you have it in tune, you simply fret the guitar at the 12th fret, and play the note again. Okay, and we see that here we're a little flat. So we're going to need to adjust the saddle slightly. Basically, if the string is flat, you need to make it shorter. If the string is sharp, you need to make it longer. So in this case, to make the string shorter, we tighten the screw to pull the saddle towards the nut. So be very careful not to slip and scratch the guitar. Screwdrivers are implements of destruction to guitar finishes. And we tune the string again and check the measurement. It's pretty good, but still a little flat, so we'll go ahead and give it another slight adjustment. Okay, we'll tighten the screw up a little more, shorten the string a little bit more between the nut and the bridge, and make sure it actually moved, and then tune it down, and check our measurement one final time, which it's pretty good now. And you rinse and repeat across all 6 strings. And last, we'll adjust the pickups. Fret the guitar at the last fret, take your string height ruler or ruler with a really fine increment measure, and just check on both the E strings. You want about 3 millimeters on a humbucker on the bass strings and about 2.5 on the E strings. So this guitar needed a little bit of measurement. Had to lower the bass side down of the neck pickup just a touch and raise the high side pickups. When you do make pickup adjustments, it's always good to play the guitar plugged in and play notes high up on the neck and see if there's a warble. The magnets can act upon the strings and you may have to lower the pickups. And also, if one pickup is noticeably louder than the other when you switch between them, that pickup should either be lowered or the other one possibly raised. But you generally want the pickups to be about the same volume as you switch between them. You don't want one to be noticeably louder than the other. Even though you might think the bridge sounds cool that way, it really shouldn't be a lot louder than the neck pickup. That's just not the way the guitar was engineered. And with that, you should have a perfectly set up guitar. And there you go. Not too terribly hard to do, and plays so much better with just a little bit of effort. It's probably worth it to do this every time you change the strings. So, especially if you change string gauges. So if you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe, and see you again next time.